Hello, hello, GZTV, back with another video. Sorry, I don't know why I do this, but I have to find something to I don't know. But we are here with The Walking Dead. We are here with the 19th episode of Season 11. We are really close to getting this series done, and actually today we are going to be watching the series finale pretty much of Dexter. I don't think there's going to be any more out of that. We will see. But yeah, I'm watching the last episode of that. I will give you guys edited reactions during the week as well, so that is really cool. But yeah. So a new kind of walker marches into the fray. Pamela puts the bite on somebody. We will talk about that in the video. Those are the two main things. The walkers are getting smarter. I guess it's about time the series does something like that. I don't know, in the last 6 episodes of the series. But yeah, let's get into it. So perhaps setting up another future spinoff, this episode of The Walking Dead introduced a terrifying new kind of walker. One that can turn doorknobs and climb walls, and even has the brain power to use a rock as a weapon. It's crazy. You would think this was when you were watching the episode, you're thinking this is like a whisper or something, and possibly whispers are coming back to the series, but no. It's just a more OP walker. It's kind of crazy. I really like that the show did this. I think it was quite essential that they do so. They needed something like this. Mind you, as clever as this new strain of the dead is, it still didn't manage to get the better of Aaron, Jerry, Lydia, and Elijah as they hold up at the former site of a Renaissance fair en route to Oceanside. So they had to find somewhere to coop up for the night, and they found a perfect walled community that was, obviously broken down and stuff and abandoned, and no one was there or anything, but it's cool. The fearsome foursome, wow, that sounds crazy as fuck, fought off the assault and learned in the ickiest way possible when Aaron ripped the mask off of a whisperer that wasn't actually a whisperer at all. That rumors of smarter walkers actually hadn't been exaggerated. There's been a talk around the town, there's been a talk around certain communities that, hey, these walkers are getting smarter, they're getting more overpowered, they're learning new abilities, probably from being around humans. And that's a crazy thing to think about. Imagine a zombie apocalypse and you're getting used to the walkers just as you kind of are. Well, obviously they've been getting used to them for a while, but you're getting used to them, and all of a sudden, boom, these zombies turn into something superhuman almost for their standards. So by the time our heroes got back on the road, everything was both hunky and dory again. Aaron had given Lydia a pep talk that had convinced her not to friend zone Elijah for fear of losing another one, and Jerry was liking the idea of turning the Renaissance Fair site into another kingdom with himself and Nabila as its Ezekiel and Carol. Yeah, don't friend zone Elijah, please, Lydia. Just because you lost Henry and you were in love with him doesn't mean you carry some sort of weird curse. That's not a thing. So, yeah. So, meanwhile, back at the Commonwealth, Pamela warned Mercer that an example had to be made of someone for Sebastian's death and the riot that had resulted from his diatribe being broadcast. And that someone didn't have to be Max, not if the trooper could deliver Eugene to the governor. So Eugene is pretty much being put in the crossfire because he's seen as the mega mind, the mastermind behind everything, and they're gonna have him take the fall for it, and he's gonna take the fall for it anyway because he loves Maxine so much, So yeah. So before Mercer could do so, however, Max was apprehended and was quick to express her disappointment in her brother. How fucking dare you, shut down this uprising of these people that are trying to fight against an unfair power. How dare you do that? Dad wouldn't let you do that, and she's kind of giving him this whole kind of speech of what their dad thought and what their dad kind of bestowed on them. Princess 2 challenged him to be the better man that she knew he was. So I don't know how Mercer feels about this. His people are starting to kind of turn on him. It's kind of an interesting situation for him. I don't know. It's really kind of interesting for sure. As she prepared to hit the road, he made the mistake of telling her that things could be worse on the outside. Yeah, things have been way fucking worse for the princess. We don't know too much about her childhood, but she's kind of hinted at some things, through her dialogues. She has gone through some shit. She's not some character you're gonna say to be grateful to. She's been through so much her whole life. She was pretty much lonely ever since the outbreak started. You're not gonna tell her anything like that. But that line of BS had gotten her abused throughout her childhood. So fuck that thinking, she said. It could be better too. It should be. Amen, Juanita. everyone in the audience can agree with that. I mean, the Commonwealth it seems on the surface like a great utopian kind of place, but man, there's some fucked up things going on there. So visiting Lance's cell, Pamela played "Which Hand Am I Holding the Coin In?" With his former right-hand man, and that's obviously the coin flip that Lance was kind of doing with the other community. So it's kind of interesting, that the creators did that and kind of flipped it back to him. I thought that was a kind of cool touch on the storyline. He guessed correctly, but nonetheless, she had Calhoun's dead body and Sebastian's reanimated corpse brought in as a ghastly means of driving home the point that Lance literally was at the family's disposal. He caused two pretty major characters' deaths. I'm not going to say Calhoun was major, but he did some things in between. He was kind of a behind-the-scenes guy in the Commonwealth that was kind of getting things done for Lance. And obviously Sebastian was the next in line to take the throne once Pamela either resigned, died, moved on, whatever. So yeah, Sebastian was pretty important. Obviously Pamela's going to be ruling for a long time and is going to try to because she doesn't have any other Miltons to take over. As for poor Eugene, he refused to leave the Commonwealth with their own Rosita. He cares about this woman so much that pranked him over the phone. I mean, yeah, they kind of have some genuine connections throughout the series, but yeah, I mean, no way could Eugene abandon Max. I mean, that's like the end-all, be-all for him. I don't know, it's a really weird situation. 1 second here. Let me get back to my notes here. That being the case, he gave Rosita his, what do they call that? Like his bolo tie? Is that what they call that? Yeah, his bolo tie for Coco, saying that I do believe that one day she'll have the style to pull this off, and split from his friends to save Max by turning himself in. Even though literally all this time he's been ride or dying with these people, and now he's like, oh, I'm gonna leave you guys. And not only did he take the fall for his girlfriend, he insisted that he had acted alone. Hugh Mercer feeling like absolute shit. Yes. Finally, in the episode's last moments before Rosita could depart from the Commonwealth, she was attacked. We don't know who. They weren't troopers. Maybe Lance sent them? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. There's some suspicions. Hopefully we're going to find out next episode pretty much right away, because I'm very curious as to who attacked Rosita on the way out. Maybe there is no escape to the Commonwealth. So, yeah, leave a like, comment, subscribe. As always, it has been GZTV, giving you guys the best TV show content, giving you guys the best movie content. We do video games, we do sports, all that stuff. We do everything, music, whatever. Pretty much a multi-topic,